Hey guys, welcome back. Thanks for tuning in. Today we're going to be talking about the NAR, National Association of Realtors nationwide settlement agreement that just happened on March 15th, last Friday. Keep in mind that the judge who presided over this, the Sitzer-Burnett trial, must still approve this settlement. So NAR agreed to make changes to its rules that will affect MLSs owned by realtor organizations, and there's some other things that also apply to who is and who isn't covered by this agreement. If you just want to go see a property, you're going to be signing a compensation agreement, so you'll have to be very careful as a buyer when you sign this, because it's agents working with buyers must sign a written buyer representation agreement with the buyer before the agent can show a home listed on an MLS. Unless it's inconsistent with federal or state law, the representation agreement must disclose the amount of rate of compensation they will receive or how this amount will be determined. The amount of compensation must be set in the agreement, such as percentage or dollar amount, and cannot be open-ended. And third, the agents can't receive compensation for brokerage services from any source that total more than the amount or rate agreed to in the buyer representation agreement. So those are the big changes with buyer representation. When I'm working with buyers is typically I show them a few houses first. I do a consultation. I find out what they want, what's important, why it's important, try to get their top things they're looking for in areas, kind of feel each other out, and they decide they want to write an offer on a property. I'll offer them buyer agency. And a lot of times I'll ask them, are you good with me? I'm good with you guys. Do you want to just make this open-ended? Because what we can do is make this just for this property. And if we go see another property, I can amend it to add that property and also make it part of the buyer representation agreement. You'll have to be careful that as a consumer, as I see that being one of the biggest changes that this has. The second big thing is offers cooperative compensation cannot be made on the multiple listing service. So it must eliminate all broker compensation fields in the MLS and prohibit the sharing of offers of cooperative compensation in any other MLS field. NAR and any MLSs released under the settlement also cannot create or support any non-MLS mechanism, such as an internet aggregator's website for seller or listing agents to make offers of cooperative compensation to your agents. Sellers can offer concessions to the buyer in public comment field. Thirdly, offers of cooperative compensation may be made off of the multiple listing service. So nothing in the settlement prohibits sellers or listing agents from making these offers of cooperative compensation to buyer agents off the MLS by email, newsletter, calls, texts, etc. Be aware that all communications must be TCPA compliant. Now with the internet aggregators and all the other aggregating sites and agent sites, even that you're not able to hide that. No one's able to hide that from a consumer, because most consumers are going to be using not just you to send them listings, they're also going to be looking up listings themselves. The other main difference, and I mentioned a lot of these things are being done in Wisconsin already, agents must make commission disclosures. So agents must disclose in listing agreements, buyer representation agreements, and pre-closing disclosures that broker commissions are not set by law and are fully negotiable. NAR must require realtor boards and MLSs to include these disclosures in any form agreements they publish. So there's going to be a disclosure on everything that says commissions are negotiable, which that's not a bad thing. How's this going to affect your business? I really don't think it's going to change a lot. I mean, that remains to be seen. If you want to see a house, you're going to have to sign a buyer's broker agreement right up front, disclosing to both of us what you're going to pay me if you buy a house. It's going to make extra steps for the agent working with the buyer to find out what commission is so that he can advise his buyer client. I think the other message is like right now, two things. The settlement still has to be approved by the judge who presided over this Sitzer-Burnett trial. And secondly, even if he does approve it, which he's likely to do, this won't take effect until at least July 1st. So if you have any other specific questions on this, please reach out to me on my cell phone, 608-212-5743. Happy to work through it with you. Happy to sit down and do a consultation if you are looking at houses. So I look forward to working through it with you. I'll always work as your fiduciary. Thanks for watching. I will see you next time.